Hi, my name is Beth Burgess at Salt My Life Solutions, or Smiles, and I just want to talk to you today about the Serenity Prayer and why I think it's fantastic. And this is actually not just for addicts. I think this is something that a lot of people would benefit by kind of living their lives by, the Serenity Prayer. So, by the way, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. So, but anyway, the Serenity Prayer reads like this. Now, I never start with the G word, okay? It does start with the word God. I happen not to be religious, so I don't use it. But it's just as effective if you start it with that, or as I do, and just start it with grant. So it goes, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Why I think it's so great is that it basically is all about focusing your energy in a positive way. It's about kind of learning to sort of realise what's worth fighting for and what isn't. And it sort of works backwards as well. Like, really, the way you should work through it is starting from the end and working out, first of all, what the difference is between the two. So this is something actually I find quite a lot of my clients struggle with, is knowing actually what the difference between the two is. We do find that we sometimes spend a lot of our time wasting our energy on trying to, have some impact on things that we just can't, or we worry about them even, which is another waste of energy, really. So let's just give you an example. For example, for the addicts out there, something that you must learn to accept is that you are an addict, and you may never, you won't ever be able to drink like anyone else again. If you are actually addicted, it's just impossible. But at the same time, the things you can change is that you don't have to drink anymore. I don't. I'm an alcoholic. I don't drink anymore. I know if I have one, I'll go mental on it. So that's how I live my life now, and I know the difference. And so for anyone else, like, say it's something about yourself. A lot of people get caught up in worrying about themselves and what they look like, and how they are and things. So, for example, I will never change the fact that one of my eyes is slightly higher than the other, and you're looking at it now, aren't you? Yeah. But yeah, I'll never change that. I'll never change the fact that I've got a bit of a wonky nose. I'll never change those things. But there are things that I can change, like parts of my character. I can change how I react to people. I can change whether I'm a positive person or a negative person. Those are all things I can change. So the way to work out what you can and can't change is by asking yourself the question, if I put enough work into this, and if I put enough positive energy into it, will it affect the outcome, basically? So that's where you'll find your answer, is by asking that question. Now, acceptance, again, is another thing that quite a lot of people do struggle with. I used to get caught up myself in this whole sort of victim mentality thing. It's like if you sort of sit there going, well, actually this isn't fair, so I can't really accept it. But the point of that is, if you do that, you're actually, again, wasting your energy, you're wasting your time, looking at things you can't change. A much better way to deal with things is to actually realise when you've been beat with it, when you just can't do anything about it. To spend any more time or energy on it is actually taking your energy away from other things that you could be sorting out. And quite a weird thing as well is that sometimes something that we think we can't change, we actually can, but only by accepting it. It sounds really counterintuitive, but it's kind of not, basically. The more we kind of, it's called, I think some people would probably refer to it as kind of letting go of something. It's like when you let go of something, you no longer wound up in it. You no longer sort of have all that sort of negative focus. And sometimes things just do change then, which is quite nice. And I also like the fact that Serenity Prayer talks about the courage to change. Now, again, like talking about doing it backwards, I think this is sometimes probably the last thing we should sort of do. Once you've kind of accepted stuff, then it's time to move on to change things. Because changing things does actually take courage. No one likes change, actually. There's very few people in the world that actually enjoy change. It's just something that, as human beings, way back in the day, change was quite dangerous for us, when we were back in the caves and stuff. We like things to be quite simple. We like things to be the same. We haven't really evolved that much since then, to be honest. So a lot of people find change quite difficult. So it can take, it can take a lot of courage. And in a way, if you can accept that it takes courage, again, it's kind of a lot easier. If you can accept the fact that sometimes you're going to be afraid to change things, again, it just becomes easier because you're less wound up in worrying about that. It's like worrying about worry. So that's why I love the Serenity Prayer anyway. I think it's probably the best thing since sliced bread, although it was probably invented before sliced bread, wasn't it? Pretty ancient. So that's all for now. Hopefully I'll speak to you again soon. Check out my website. It's smyls.co.uk, smiles. I'll stick the link below. Follow me on Twitter as well. I'll probably pop the Twitter thing down there as well. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Alright, take care. Be serene. Bye.